So I'm an electrical apprentice, and that means I'm learning how to become a licensed electrician, and I'm working for an electrical company that got contracted by the state of Vermont to do all of the electrical work in the renovations that are being done at the National Guard Air Force Base. So we're doing all of the wiring and installing all of the electrical components. I like working there because there's a lot going on the base, and you get to see planes landing and taking off all the time. And there's a lot of different companies working there right now, so there's a bunch of new faces, and it's just a lot going on, so it's interesting. I think it will impact the community positively by, well, our Air Force will have better planes to train with, and we'll have better protection. Also, they'll be making more jobs for Air Force people, and that will mean more people have to move here, and then our economy might get helped out a little bit. So that's positive. Negatives is that properties near the base will probably go down in value just because of the noise.
It was a really loud, jarring noise. It sounded like jets going off like right above us. I remember I was like stacking dishes or something. I remember everything kind of shaking, and it took a lot of people aback. It was kind of unsettling.
At the town meeting, the first person that spoke was a man who was actually a part of the Air Force, and he talked about how it was of the utmost importance to have the F-35s at that base because of an importance of protection, because we're in such a vital area if anything were to happen. And also the F-35s were also already paid for, so there's no reason, and even in his opinion, and no reason in arguing any opposition towards having the F-35s here. But mostly the citizens were in opposition of having them come here because of the sound pollution that it will cause in Burlington. One woman who is a mom of 3 kids said that right now the F-16s are so loud that when they fly over her home, her kids like cover their ears and scream, and it's a very traumatic experience for her kids, and she doesn't want to experience a sound that's supposed to be 5 times louder than the F-16s. Another woman, which I felt was the most powerful speaker, she was from Russia, and she was there when it became a communist era, and her husband was actually killed for speaking up against like the whole communist movement. And so she came over to Burlington for a safer life, and she said that having the planes brings her back to a time in her life when she experienced fear and just a sense of anarchy, and she thought of Burlington as more of a safe place and a happy place, and this brings just bad memories back, which I thought was really interesting. And we also had a biologist come in and talk about how the noise will create serious issues in migratory bird species because it messes up their mating calls, and it also can severely injure their sense of hearing.
When I was working at home for, like, a lot of people were kind of really upset with this noise, and were kind of mad even at the kind of demonstration that he was having. So I imagine that if people were living in this kind of circumstance, they'll be pretty upset about it.
It's an increase in jobs in the community, which will definitely benefit Burlington from an economic standpoint. But I think that there are more negatives that will come out of having the F-35s. And I think that one of the main ones is the health effects that it has on both older and younger populations. Specifically, older populations, with the increase in the constant sound waves, can actually cause cardiovascular disease. And in the younger generations, it can cause permanent hearing damage to kids at a specific young age who are still developing. And Vermont has one of the highest numbers of veterans in the country, statewide, and I think it can cause a serious amount of PTSD for a lot of our veterans here, hearing the planes constantly.